Trailer's hooked up, just fueled up here at UFA. Gonna do a little bit of a test, see how she does on fuel pulling a trailer. This is about a 24-foot trailer, maybe about 5,000 pounds, and we're gonna go pick up a Chevy Equinox. Got a little bit of a hike, and just got her fueled up. Just gonna reset my fuel mileage here as we leave Lethbridge. See how she does. Take her for a rip.
2 hours later.
Just entering Medicine Hat here. Got about 4 minutes left of driving, and we're sitting at about 11.3 liters per 100. Doing pretty good. Been doing about $1.20. Got about 3.5 kilometers left to go. Not too bad. Got her loaded, ready to head out. Got her strapped down, tow haul mode. One thing I think that is very, very underrated with the diesel swap world is I think if you haven't driven a diesel, you don't really understand why they're so much better. It's not an overstatement to say that you have way, way, way better pulling power with a diesel. This here is just a 10,000 pound light load. We got about a 5,000 pound Equinox back there, and about a 5,000 pound trailer, a 7,000 pound Hummer. That's not much. I mean, I come from the hotshot world. I had my own hotshot company for 10 years. And same drivetrain, LBZ LMM is what I would always run in my trucks. And same drivetrain that's in this little Hummer is, well, I would be pulling 30,000 pounds, 35,000 pounds down the highways. And try to do that with a 6-liter or any gas motor for that matter. Put a 10-liter gas motor in here and it wouldn't pull like even a 4-liter diesel would. It's just, the torque is unexplainable until you experience it. So with my tune in here, I think I'm probably at like 400, just over 400 horsepower. No big deal, but this is a walk in the park for this thing. You know, 17,000 pound combined weight. It's just a cakewalk. What I ended up doing with my Hummer is it was sagging a little bit with those coil springs in the back. And so I put a Timbren suspension on here, and if you don't know what that is, it's pretty much replacing your bump stops with some bigger bump stops with a lot of cushion, and they're super stiff as well. So, you know, you don't sag as much, because sagging truck drives me nuts. I was thinking about putting airbags on here, but I've heard they're not super reliable, and with the 4-link suspension in the back, it's kind of hard to just, you know, custom fit regular airbags into this thing. So yeah, let's take it for a drive. I am sitting at 11.9 liters per 100. Now I just hooked up. I'm going to reset my fuel mileage as soon as I get on the highway here, leaving Medicine Hat with this, you know, 10,000 pound load I'm hauling, and then do another 170 kilometers or whatever it is to get back home, and then we'll see how our fuel mileage does. Another thing I've done is with my tune, I got a strong engine brake package. I'm going to roll my windows down a little bit so you can hear it. You hear that turbo whistle when I come to a stop. That's actually my turbo braking my engine. There's lots of videos online if you don't know how that works. You use the vanes in the turbo to restrict your exhaust, and it's a game changer with towing as well. You hardly ever have to hit your brakes, especially with tap shift and all that stuff. You can just kind of use your engine as your brakes, and you save a lot of brakes. So let's take her for a rip and see how she does. This is obviously not my first time towing with this truck. It's just my first time making a video while towing. Yeah, I've put about 10 or 12,000 kilometers on since the build, and probably 4,000 kilometers of that I've been towing a trailer, and it's hasn't skipped a beat yet.
Anything is possible.
Just about home, got about 5 minutes left. Been averaging about 110, 120 kilometers an hour, and showing 13.6 liters per 100, and that's with towing this Equinox here. Right there we are, we're about 13.6, got just over half a tank. CTS is showing we've still got 48% fuel, and I just fueled it up when we left Lethbridge. That's a good 320 kilometers, I believe, 340 that we've driven with half a tank of fuel. I mean, I'm not complaining about that. I remember when I first bought this thing, I think the first month I drove it with a 6 liter in here, and that was terrible. I can't believe I ever drove it with the 6 liter. I could get about 280 kilometers out of a complete tank of fuel with no trailer, driving like grandma, never go over 160 miles an hour, 100 kilometers an hour. And yeah, it was like 25 liters per 100. And nowadays my average is 10 or 11 liters per 100, and she just so much more fun to drive. So yeah, there's your answer. Can you tow a trailer? Absolutely you can. Can you tow heavier than this? Absolutely you can. I've done it. I've towed a Duramax on a trailer, no problem. And she does the job, and just killer fuel mileage. I don't even want to know what the fuel mileage would be with a 6 liter hauling this load. I don't know, I'd probably be in 3rd gear going down the highway trying to do this too. So yeah, so definitely would recommend to tow with your Duramax swapped Hummer H2.